Hi everyone, welcome. FPL Matt Day here, and this is my Game Week 10 reaction video along with my early thoughts for Game Week 11. It was another action-packed game week. Lots of things went right, a few things went wrong. So I'll go through that in this short video. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button. Be sure to like the video and continue to get your comments in during the video or any questions you might have for the up and coming game week, or any headaches you've got in your team. But what I'll do, keep it interactive. I will share the screen. I'll share it with my team as it's a good sort of base to go through some of these thoughts that I've got from Game Week 10 to share with all of you. So on screen's my team. It got 72 points for the game week. So I was pretty happy with that. Green arrow with my rank. Got myself back into the top mill with 3 green arrows in a row since my wild card. But let's talk through some of my thoughts from this game week. And my first thought is this man here, Son Heung-min. For me, he is essential. I know people are saying there's not too many players that are essential, but along with Haaland and Salah, I think Son is almost essential right now. You know, look at that. Gets the goal. Once Spurs conceded that goal at the end, he went straight onto bonus as well. You know, in his last 2 games there, 10 points against Palace, 14 points against Fulham. Only got the 3 against Luton, but still 7 against Liverpool there, 14 against Arsenal, 2 against Sheffield United, but 20 against Burnley. You know, when he hauls, he can haul really big. And even in these fixtures, Chelsea home, Wolves away, Aston Villa home, City, who he's got a great record against, West Ham. These are all games it's achievable for him to score. He's a midfielder playing as a centre forward. Spurs have yet to win a penalty as well. And when they do, it's very likely Son will take those penalty duties. So keep that in mind as well. His goals and his points are only going to go up from here. And then staying on the Spurs topic, this man here, Maddison as well. He's almost fixture-proof right now. Have a look at that this season. As you can see, only the 1, 2, 3 games that he's blanked in so far this season. So right now, 6.2 points per game. He is so consistent. The next point is Haaland from Manchester City here. If you sold him, you'd be a little bit upset knowing that he's got 16 points in the derby. He's an absolute destroyer. And the thing about Haaland, he can get you at any moment. Just when you think he's going through a bad patch, which happens very rarely, or you think he's not going to get a big haul, he gets one. And this next game week, he's got Bournemouth here, as you can see there, at home. So that's one you're going to want and almost need Haaland for, or you're going to need some really good coverage in case of you're not having Haaland, you can't get to him with sort of a -4. I'd even be doing it on a -8 if you can to get him in as captain. We're just going to move back a step here because a previous player that I had in my team for my third point is Neto, who's been on absolute fire this season. Got an assist on the weekend against Newcastle. Had some very good fixtures coming up. 4 greens in the next 6. Really, really good scores this season. You can see consistently returning every week. He pulled up with a hamstring injury, which is really, really unfortunate. Not sure how long he's going to be out for, but you can pretty much rule him out for a while now, which is a big shame. So if you've got Pedro Neto in your team, you're going to have to sell. Time to get rid and look for someone else within that price point. Maybe the likes of Anthony Gordon could be quite good. Cheap price, playing for Newcastle. Patchy in terms of his fixtures, but still good price, good replacement. So moving away from my team then, let's go into my next point, which is about Arsenal and Gabriel, who was brought in by a lot of managers for this game week. He was 4.7 million, went up to 4.8 million before the game week started. Some people got him at 4.7. Didn't play a minute against Sheffield United. They won 5-0 and he got Arsenal got a clean sheet. And a lot of people were very, very concerned because you can see he'd started the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row. So they're all very, very annoyed about that from Arteta. But I wouldn't worry too much. It was really looked like Arteta was just trying to give those minutes to Kiwior, the central defender. You'd then hope that game week 12 sort of time with the Burnley home game, he then plays in that one and solidifies himself back in that Arsenal lineup. There wasn't an injury. But even so, it does show that Arsenal will rotate in those areas for some of those smaller games. So keep an eye out for that one. My next thought and point is going to Everton, and I'm not sure how many of the viewers watched the Everton game, but Braithwaite with a phenomenal performance, 1-0 win for Everton, 8 points. He's only 4 million. Okay, the fixtures aren't great for Everton. They're never great for Everton because they're obviously not one of the strongest sides. But at 4 million, gives you a great chance to upgrade Lamptey, who's 3.9, isn't getting any minutes, is injured as well for Brighton. This guy's going to start every week. So, well, it looks like he's going to start every week from here on. He has been starting most games, as you can see there, other than the first two. And he's the sort of player you could just bring on for Palace away, Forest away here. Some of these greener fixtures, if you really just need someone to start. So Braithwaite, get him in on a wild card if you're on that wild card. Or if you just need a burner transfer, you can always burn it by doing an upgraded Braithwaite from someone like Lamptey. And then go back to Arsenal for my final point from my thoughts in game week 10 and obviously going into game week 11 this week is Nketiah. 17 points and a hat-trick against Sheffield United was absolutely brilliant by him. Bargain for those managers that picked him for that week. But I still think if you're going to go for a forward going into this next game week, it's got to be Darwin. 10 points against Forest. Luton away in this coming game week. He looked really sharp. So Darwin for me is the pick up front if you're going for that forward. So there you have it. That's my game week 10 thoughts and reactions with a little bit of analysis ready for game week 11. I'll also have my favorite 5 tips for game week 11 coming up prior to this week's deadline. So stay tuned for that, along with plenty of other shorts up until this week's deadline. Let's leave it there, everyone. I'm FPL Matt Day. Thanks to everyone that tuned in. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye for now.